We are conditioned to hide our weaknesses. Celebrating a personal deficit sounds illogical, yet in one of his most famous works, Shakespeare builds an entire philosophical argument around doing exactly that, taking a barren, cracked landscape and forcing it into a sudden, explosive bloom. Sonnet 37 operates as a mechanical blueprint for this exact emotional transformation. The speaker begins in a state of deep physical and circumstantial lack, explicitly identifying himself as made lame by fortune's dearest spite. But by the final line, that state of poverty has been replaced by absolute abundance. He concludes, "Then 10 times happy me." The question is how he gets there. How does Shakespeare construct a 14-line logical progression that mathematically reverses a state of complete deficit into multiplied joy? This poem belongs to the Fair Youth sequence, a collection of sonnets addressed to a young man who embodies intense beauty and virtue. This analysis evaluates the text as a rigorous rhetorical proof, tracing the exact literary mechanics used to transfer value from the young man to the speaker. To do this, we need to track 3 distinct structural devices: an extended simile, the use of personification, and a highly specific botanical metaphor. Sonnet 37 functions as an active mechanism for vicarious fulfillment. This first quatrain serves as the foundational axiom. The poem opens with an extended simile, explicitly linking the speaker to a decrepit father and the fair youth to an active child. Decrepit signifies unavoidable physical degradation, a total deficit. Active signifies energy and vitality. Moving to the third line, the text introduces fortune. In Renaissance literature, fortune represents fate, operating like an arbitrary cosmic lottery. By stating he was made lame by this fate, the speaker indicates his current deficit is a circumstantial injury. He has been penalized by chance. Line 4 introduces worth and truth. These represent the specific emotional commodities the speaker seeks to harvest from the young man. In this opening quatrain, the speaker's joy is derived strictly from observing someone else's success, establishing the core premise of vicarious living. The second quatrain catalogues the virtues the youth possesses: beauty, birth, wealth, and wit. These represent the ultimate markers of status in Shakespeare's era. The text personifies them to elevate these traits, stating by line 7, these virtues sit crowned. The single word turns abstract qualities into perfect, sovereign rulers seated within the young man. Line 8 introduces the crucial pivot. It defines the mechanism used to connect the speaker to these crowned virtues, the word engrafted. Engrafting requires physically splicing a weak plant shoot into the strong root system of a host, forcing them to heal and grow together. This metaphor is the exact moment the speaker permanently attaches his own emotional identity to the youth's collection of virtues. The third quatrain begins with a single word that acts as the poem's structural turning point, or volta. So, this signals a clear psychological shift, explicitly canceling earlier deficits. Because of the connection established by engrafting, he no longer feels lame, he is not poor, and never despised. We can map the structural contrast happening in line 10. The text places shadow against substance. Logically, a shadow is immaterial and temporary. Yet in this constructed proof, the shadow paradoxically provides tangible, real-world value to the speaker. The reflection of the youth's virtue acts as a literal weight, grounding the speaker and supplying the material meaning he previously lacked. This rhetorical calculation reaches completion in line 11 with the word sufficed. The word implies a perfect mathematical fit. The youth's abundance is adequate to fill the complete volume of the speaker's psychological poverty. Line 12 confirms the mechanics of this transfer. Even a fractional share of the youth's glory is life-sustaining. This framework subverts modern cultural obsessions with individual achievement and direct competition. Genuine affection operates as an equalizing force here. It allows an individual to thrive purely on the periphery of someone else's excellence without jealousy. This brings us to the resolving couplet. In line 13, the speaker displays complete selflessness, wishing only the best for the youth. Because those wishes are fulfilled, we see the multiplier effect. Then 10 times happy me. The absence of envy yields exponential joy. The logical proof is complete. By systematically grafting his identity to the youth and stripping away his own ego, the speaker engineers a permanent, unassailable state of happiness. For an exam, we can distill this into a study matrix. First, identity transfer is achieved through the botanical metaphor, engrafted to this store. Second, the shift to abundance relies on structural contrast, pairing decrepit against active and shadow against substance. Third, explicitly identify the volta at line 9. Use that pivot to structure any essay written on the poem's emotional shift. Mastering these precise literary terms is what transforms a basic summary of the poem into a rigorous, top-tier academic argument. In Shakespeare's mechanics, the how provides the actual foundation for the why.